Hello everyone, it is Jazz here. Today I felt like doing another book tag, and I also felt like doing something within the Christmas spirit. So I found a really cool new tag called the Christmas Cookie Book Tag. This tag was created by Share, Inspire, Journey, and Dream. I will link you to her channel in the description. They're basically all questions mashing Christmas cookies with books, so let's jump into the questions. Number one is the chocolate chip cookie, the cookie that's comforting in any season. Name an old favorite. So I decided to just start off with a holiday favorite and go with How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss books are always heartwarming and lovely, but this one in particular does because, you know, the Grinch's heart grows 3 sizes and all that cute stuff, and it just makes me happy. Number 2 is Biscotti, the cookie that is tough to bite into but totally worth the effort. A book that was difficult for you to get into, but you're so glad you stuck through to the end. I decided to go with The Shipping News by Annie Proulx. I really should call this book the book that I gave a second chance, because I did read this all the way through the very first time that I read it, and I didn't really like it all that much. I think there were a lot of concepts that I missed and a lot of things in the description that I just wasn't getting. But I did really love the characters in this, and so I ended up keeping this book and thinking maybe later I'll give it another try. Last year, I decided to give this book a second chance, and I'm so glad that I did give it a second chance because I ended up really liking it, if not loving this book. I think I was older and a little more able to grasp the concepts. I also kind of could grasp more of what was actually going on in the description. It just kind of blew my mind that like my opinion could change so drastically. It went from like a 3-star book to like pretty much a 5-star book. For number 3, we have Sugar Cookies, the cookie that comes in all shapes and sizes. Give a diverse book recommendation. So I decided to go with The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. This book is about a Caucasian teenager named Lily who runs away from home because of like some not so great stuff that's going on at home, and also kind of some things to do with her past that are not so great. And when she runs away, she ends up living with these 3 black women that are sisters, and these women become kind of mother-like figures to her. And I think that it does feature a whole bunch of characters that are, of course, all different types of characters. But also, I do kind of like the theme that it is about choosing the people that are going to be in your life, that are going to be kind of part of your chosen family. Number 4, Peanut Butter Blossoms, the underdog cookie that eventually became a Christmas favorite. Name a character that slowly but surely grew on you. I'm going to go with both the characters Hopper and Nora from the book Night Film by Marisha Pessl. They are introduced in a way that kind of definitely shows off their oddity, and you're not really sure about them. You gotta learn a little bit more about their motivations before you know if you like them or not. Number 5 is Snickerdoodles, the cookie with a name you can't say without smiling. Name a book that made you smile or laugh. My go-to recommendation if you need a laugh, and probably one of my go-to reads if I need a laugh, is usually Angus Thongs and Full Frontal Snogging by Louise Renison, which is the first book in the Georgia Nicholson series. Now, let me tell you, the books are not as risque sounding as the title. These are still YA appropriate. That's kind of the hilarity of the books, is that the titles are kind of like out there and crazy. And also, if you have the American editions, it's pretty funny because there is a glossary of what all the British like slang means. Georgia does get in some crazy scrapes because she's just a very unique, shall we say, character. She also has this very amusing cat named Angus who just also gets a lot of trouble starting I did enjoy the second book in the series as well. Someday I will get through all 10 books. Every time I've recommended this book to someone and they've picked it up, they've also like been rolling on the floor laughing because it's super funny. Fruitcake Cookies, the cake that never should have been made into a cookie. A book that you could do without. I'm gonna have to go with, of course, Slice of Cherry and Promise Valley Rebellion. They are most definitely the fruitcake of books. Number 7, The Gingerbread House. It's more than a cookie, it's a masterpiece. The book that has the best writing and or world building. So I think books that have the best writing to me can change upon the author, so I decided to go with the book that had the best world building. And in my opinion, a book that has excellent world building is War of the Flowers by Tad Williams. I talk about it all the flipping time because Tad Williams does world building so far in what I've read just like massively well. The cool thing about War of the Flowers is that even though it's a fairy book, he really uses both traditional fairy lore and mixes it with his own things about fairy lore that he's made up, and it just mashes so well. And also the way he created the world and really made it almost seem realistic, even though it's a very fictional world, just blew my flippin' mind. Number 8, Cookies Baked Especially for Santa. Share a book you plan on reading this holiday season. So the book that I want to get to is not remotely joyful or holiday related. It is a Shakespearean tragedy, and that is the play Othello. I try to read a new to me Shakespearean play every year. This is the one that I have picked, and since the year is almost over and I don't have time to read this in November, I'm definitely going to be reading this in December, probably around Christmas time. So it really doesn't fit the holiday spirit, but I think since I'll be in such a nice happy spirit, hopefully during December times, this will be a nice contrast. Like, you should read sad books when you're happy. Number 9 is Cookie Swap. What's your favorite holiday cookie? I don't actually have a favorite Christmas cookie because I try not to eat sugary things very often. So when I do eat a cake or a cookie, it's like a really special occasion, and thus any kind of sweet thing becomes like a special treat. So I end up kind of loving any cookie that I have put in front of me that I have the option of eating when I decide to eat one. Number 10 is a glass of milk to wash it all down. What's your favorite holiday drink? So I love tea of any kind. Like, my tea collection is massive and kind of like almost bordering on like sad. So I do love any kind of tea during the fall and winter season. But I have to say, one of my favorite teas is Mint Mosaic by Tezo. These are like loose leaves, but they come like in these nice little sachets. So they're really just extra super tasty. Plus it comes in a cool tin, and I like to decorate the tin. And I might decorate this empty tin Christmassy, because that will be super fun, and then I'll have like a Christmassy tea tin. That was the Christmas cookie book tag. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm just gonna tag whoever is in the Christmas spirity moment already and wants to do this tag. And that is it for today, my fabulous peeps. Thank you for being awesome and watching. I love you guys. Bye!